Hello. Hi. I'm Rosnita from Excel Academy and I am your host for today. Good afternoon to all of you and thank you for joining our learning hour for this week. Today we have the pleasure of having Miss Kayatri with us to discuss an exciting topic, ChatGPT for organizational settings. So if you have any question related to this topic, please feel free to leave them in the comments section and Miss Kayatri will address them right after her presentation. Okay, without further ado, I will now hand over the session to Miss Kayatri. Okay, can you unmute?
Sorry, am I audible? Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm trying to. Is my screen? Can you see my slide, guys?
Yes.
You can see the slide, huh? All right, great. So, yes, good afternoon, everyone. We are back again for our 1 hour of very high impact learning session. So, learning our webinar here. So, what we're going to talk today is about ChatGPT 3.5, the free version for organizational settings, right? So, let's go. A little bit introduction about me. My name is Gayatri. I've been a trainer in this marketing and digital marketing environment, I think, for close to 15 years now, right? I handle clients basically on their social media activities, campaign, ads campaign, and stuff like that. Apart from that, I also highly involved in teaching and training. Okay, so let's go into our topic for today, ChatGPT. Okay, so if there is one piece of technology that has created or generated a lot of interest globally, then I would safely say it is ChatGPT. Okay, even from students, when you write essays, you write your assignments, even people pass law and medical exams, and just by using ChatGPT, not really advocating for that, but this is where ChatGPT actually penetrated. All right, so ChatGPT is not only creating what we call ripples, but it is also generating big kind of shock waves. So everyone is using this. You use AI powered chat engine that's going to change the world in so many ways. But now what we want to know clearly is, what does ChatGPT means for your business? All right, and how you can use the power of ChatGPT, the AI's power, um, to grow your business. So we will go deeper into this, all right? And so a little bit introduction, we would want to know what is ChatGPT. So to put it very simple, ChatGPT is a chatbot. Okay, like what is a chatbot? When you have a question, you have a query, you go to any chatbot, you ask related to that company. Let's say you go to Excel Academy, for example, and you want to inquire about certain courses that they are offering. So you use the chatbot, you ask question, right? So simple like that. But ChatGPT is a chatbot where you enter a query, the machine answers back to you. And the query is not only related for that particular business. Like for example, if you want a training, you go to Excel Academy, right? Here you can ask anything and everything to ChatGPT. All right. So earlier, however, the similarity of earlier chatbots is just that, the moment you ask question, it answers. Now we have like a very user friendly, where the entire process is what you call that. It's an advanced chatbot. It uses a lot of AI. All right, AI is artificial intelligence. So what AI chatbot does, like ChatGPT does, is it can actually converse in a more natural way with the user. All right, so it uses information that's available on the net, then process it into information to make the conversation more meaningful. All right, so in a nutshell, ChatGPT, it's actually an app built by OpenAI. This is the company that actually powered ChatGPT. So it's a language model and it answers your question. So not only it answers your question, any question that you pop there, it will answer. It can write copies. Like when we have a social media, let's say you are doing a business, right? So you need to have presence on social media. You need to have presence on website, Google, SEO and stuff. So what ChatGPT can help you is it can help you to write copies for your social media posting. Not only that, it can actually write codes. It can even look through your website and suggest improvement. It can advise on the SEO keywords to use. All right. It can explain code in totally different programming languages. And if you have like a language you need to translate into code, it can translate. It can translate anything because the last I checked, it can translate up to, I think, more than 20 or 30 different languages. All right. So it's going to make your life as a business owner or in an organization much, much easier. Okay. So in a nutshell, again, ChatGPT is a chatbot, but not a regular chatbot. It's a extremely smart, a brilliant, a very, very good chatbot. Okay. So let's move on. And another question that I always get asked is, what is the difference between ChatGPT and Google? I mean, if I want to have an answer, if I'm looking for an answer, I can just go to Google, I can just type in, and then I will get my answer, right? Yes, true. So the difference here is ChatGPT generates new content. Okay. So when you ask a question, when you prompt a question, it gives you the answer. The difference between Google is Google, when you type a query in Google search, right? So what it does, it will look for referencing website which is already existed. All right. So let's say I'm looking for, I can ask ChatGPT, what are the 10 best social media trends of 2024. All right. So ChatGPT will generate me with all the 10 different social media trends for 2024. However, if I post the same question on Google, what Google does, it doesn't give me a direct answer, but it will tell me the website that might have this answer. All right. So again, the keyword there works for the website, right? ChatGPT doesn't have all that. It just gives you a question that you ask. It just gives you the direct answer. So that is one of the main difference. All right. And another thing about ChatGPT, GPT 3.5, which is the free version, it is there's a limitation on the knowledge that it has. So it cannot browse the web, and the knowledge is limited up to September 2021. All right. So that is the only limitation it has. But again, moving forward, this limitation will also, will be overcome, and GPT is becoming smarter and smarter because there's a lot of data is being put there online, and people are using it. Like I'm sure a lot of you who are listening, you've already started using ChatGPT at some point of a time because it is so efficient when it comes to reducing your workload, right? So yeah, so it will definitely get better and better. Okay. Now, what can ChatGPT do? See, the slide is not so clear, right? Okay. So, Rose, can you see the slide? Because there's something that I wrote there, but it's not appearing. So never mind. I will just tell you guys. All right. So basically, what ChatGPT can do, it can solve even maths problem, helps you to write programming codes. If you want it to explain some complex theory, it can do that. If you have like a large, a long document that you want to paraphrase, you just want to rewrite it again, it can help you to do it. It can summarize articles, can create video script, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things that ChatGPT can do. Okay. And then I will just also introduce you guys to Dolly. So what is Dolly? Dolly is actually also powered by OpenAI. So under OpenAI, you have ChatGPT, you have Dolly, and then you have Whisper. So ChatGPT is you put in text information and then you will get back text, right? It's process the text. Now, what DALL-E do is it creates images based on text. So you put in a text description, and gives you the images. Unfortunately, this is not a free version. So it is a paid version, right? But if you guys are looking into creating images using AI, there are a lot of AI tools available for free. Like one of it is GenCraft, another one is Midjourney. But in order to use Midjourney, you got to have a Discord account. So what is Discord? Discord is actually another kind of like a social media platform also, where you have a lot of young people there. They share a lot of videos, chats, audio, and stuff like that, similar to all the social media that's already there. All right. So you can use Midjourney using Discord. Okay, so DALL-E, one of the things. The second one, which is also another generative AI, is a Whisper. So what is Whisper? So Whisper is basically, you have ChatGPT, text to text. Then you have Dolly, text to image. Now this is, you put in a audio. All right, it recognizes speech. This is a versatile speech recognition model where it understands your speech, and then it will the output will be in terms of text. All right. So a question that I also get when we talk about Whisper is, I might have different accent, I might have different way of speaking. Probably I speak faster than some other people, or people who might have like they craft their word slowly, so they have much lengthier speech. So will Whisper able to identify this different variation in a person's conversation? The answer is yes. So in fact, you guys can just go through this Whisper website, and they have example of things that Whisper can translate. So it does not only translate like extremely fast speaking people, it can also translate extremely speaking people. Not only that, it can translate different accent into English. It can translate songs. It can translate a lot of other things, right? So you guys will be like blown. Your mind will be blown when you see what Whisper can do. Okay, so that is on Whisper. Now, let's look into the popularity of ChatGPT. Previously, we always see this as one of the benchmark, like how fast can a certain platform reach its 1 million users, right? So if you guys see this, right, we have Netflix, which took 3.5 years to reach 1 million users. And then fast forward, we have Facebook. They took 10 months to reach 1 million users. But how long did ChatGPT took to reach that 1 million user? Just 5 days, right? So there we will have like a lot of people who are early adopters to ChatGPT. They've been using ChatGPT since its free version 3.0, 3.5 now, and they have a paid version 4.0. Or we also have like late adopters who might just get, they just understand, okay, there is such a platform, a generative AI platform called ChatGPT. All right, whichever it is, we are still not too late, because if you see the penetration of AI worldwide, Malaysia is still very far from a lot of leading countries like America, of course. They have always been on the top of the list, followed by China and India and Russia. So these are the countries that's always been the top in adopting to AI. So even though you feel like, oh, ChatGPT has been around for quite a few years, but doesn't matter, it is still okay to learn and implement, especially in your business setting. Okay. Now, so what is conversational AI? The term conversational AI, it refers to technology like virtual assistant or chatbot. So that is actually conversational AI, where they want you to talk. I mean, we want that technology to talk, all right, to people, to answer question and stuff, all right. So what we have in this here, right? We have voice to text, we have text to voice, we have text to text, and we have text to image. So these are the way the conversation is actually evolving. All right, so I don't want to go too detailed into this. Okay, now let's look into the real thing, how you can use ChatGPT in your business setting. So first of all, I'm going to just focus on the free version. But if you have an opportunity to subscribe, it's on a subscription model on the paid version of ChatGPT 4.0, I would definitely advise you to go ahead. All right. Why? Two things. ChatGPT 3.5, it might have certain limitation in terms of the quality of response, and the what you call that, the depth of response. All right. So I'm not saying that ChatGPT 3.5 is no quality, not like that. It still provides some very good answers. If you guys can just check it out, like when I give help you to with the prompting, you can just check it out. But what happens is ChatGPT 4.0 gives a better response, a detailed response, and much quality, and definitely, I would say, trustable. All right. So yeah. Now, how can you use ChatGPT in business setting? Let's just talk about 3.5, which is the free version. So you can use ChatGPT to analyze large data sets. So let's say you have data, you have like a lot of data, and you want to analyze something. You know what I did recently in one of my trainings? So we had a data of question. Sorry, it's a questionnaire. We run a questionnaire. We have a response for the questionnaire. So data of this. So it's in an Excel format. I just copy paste the Excel format into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, please analyze this data. I want you to do statistical analysis, like the descriptive analysis. Give me certain, I give them a few words that, if you're doing statistic analysis, then you will understand this, like t-test. The few tests that I asked ChatGPT to do. And it is like really surprising. ChatGPT was able to analyze that. Even the simplest thing, give me the median mode of this data, it will be able to do it. Okay, so the data analysis is amazing. And not only analyzing the data, it can also give you insights. Like based on this data, what will be the three key takeaways that I can get? So ChatGPT will give you that. All right. So just imagine this actually, those who are doing data analysis, that you have to run a lot of the data in different softwares to get your answer, right? And yeah, you need that, right? You just need to like cross check whether ChatGPT is right or wrong, right? So you still need to do that. But the thing here is the simple analytics. You can even use ChatGPT and do it. But of course, being there's two things here. You want to do like a simple job, it's fine, but you also need to do smart job. You want to make sure the data that you got from ChatGPT is reliable data. So what I will do, I will just run again in my other softwares, right? But then you will know how good, how accurate ChatGPT is. But the thing here is this model are able to analyze and give you insights of the data that you have. Okay, that's number one. Number two is on the customer service and support. So all the businesses now, definitely you need to have a customer service, right? And customer support. So how we can use ChatGPT in this area is you can power your chatbot. Like even websites, we have AI chatbot, which is powered by probably Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And do you know that you can actually integrate? There's the API integration in this ChatGPT. You can integrate your chatbot to become smarter with ChatGPT. Okay, so this chatbot will be powered by ChatGPT. So what happens now is normal chatbot, it has blocks of questions and block of answer. The moment the question pops up, it chooses the answer block and brings it up, right? So that's not what normal chat will do. With ChatGPT powered chatbot, what happens is your answer will be very much conversational. The answer for your, whenever you have inquiries will be very much conversational. And ChatGPT remembers, all right, the previous conversation clearly. So it will try to relate back to the previous conversation and try to give you a much personalized feel, much personalized answer, and a much personalized solution. So which will be a big, I would say it's a big help, especially for those who are expecting a lot people to call them in, or to chat with them through their chatbot and all, right? So it saves a lot of time. Your customer service, even you can like bring your size of your customer service team smaller and just handle the important calls. Whereas the rest of the inquiries that come in through your chat can be handled by ChatGPT. All right. Another thing is, I already explained about this, the personalization. You see, if you have data of your customer, what ChatGPT can do is it can analyze your customer. It can provide recommendation based on this personalization. All right. So this is something very, very important because we are in the era where personalization matters a lot. We don't sell one product and create a marketing message around the product, and then we just hope that this marketing message will cover everyone in your target audience landscape. So what happens is we want to treat each and every customer of ours as an individual with different preference. All right, they might need the same product, but why they need the product will be different. All right, and how you package the product should be different. And sometimes the insights, you already have data of your customer, their purchase pattern and stuff, but to put it into a format to see the pattern properly, and based on the pattern to create a personalized solution, it might take time, it might take a lot of effort. So what ChatGPT can do, it can reduce that time and then give you some personalized recommendation in terms of content, in terms of your marketing strategies, all right, in terms of how you can engage these certain clients, your customers, and convert it into sales. So ChatGPT can help you and do that. In is the personalization that matters here. Okay. Then the next is the predictive analysis part. So if you if you are in sales or finance, that it's very important to forecast, right? The next 6 month sales, and then what is the future trend, so how we can use the future trend and implement something in our organization, right? So what ChatGPT can do is it can help to do all this predictive analysis, which is very important. All right. So all you need to do is you give ChatGPT sufficient data. Okay, sufficient data, market research data. Probably what's happening in the world, the war and stuff like that, and then you tell ChatGPT do a predictive analysis for our future sales or predictive analysis for our budget. Anything. So any predictive analysis can be done with using ChatGPT. Okay. Another thing is on market research. Of course, it's very, very important, because only when you do a proper targeted market research, you'll be able to understand the need of your product to the customer and whether there need to be any alteration in the product or stuff, right? So you need to do market research, not only for your existing product. Let's say you are expanding, you need to analyze the market and then you have to do a research based on that, right? And so that you can provide solution based on the research. And market analysis, market research can be easily done using ChatGPT. So super easy. Okay. Financial analysis is another thing. So if you guys are already using tools like Power BI, Tableau on your finance side, right? All these platforms or Snapper, so all these platform can be integrated with ChatGPT. So what happens here is, of course, Power BI gives you a report, generates report and stuff like that. You can also use ChatGPT to enhance the reporting and also give a predictive, right? So that's what ChatGPT is good. One of the things that ChatGPT is really good in is to give a predictive analysis there. Okay, so continuing, where is this? Okay, now how do you use ChatGPT for its fullest potential, right? So everyone here, I'm sure whoever is watching, you have use ChatGPT. If you're not using ChatGPT, I would advise you to just create a account in ChatGPT because it's free. Use your personal email to create an account, not your company email. And once you're already created, you can ask pretty much any question and ChatGPT will answer you. Okay, it doesn't discriminate. Okay, but the thing here is it's not about just asking any question, not just randomly typing something, typing in your keyboard and then you get some answer. It's not about it, it's about the prompting. So if you heard me saying it earlier, it's about prompting. You need to prompt the right question. So when you understand what is prompting, then when you use ChatGPT, you will get different results. You will get a better quality results. All right. So prompt is not just about crafting a question, but you need to have like a deep understanding of this AI model. Okay, and it is uh, not only like what we will say, it's not only okay, I have like a set of questions that I've already asked. Not only that, you need to understand different models. Like we are talking about ChatGPT here, we also have other conversational model, generative model called similar to ChatGPT, which is Google Bot. Google's answer to ChatGPT is Bot. And then you also have Microsoft's Bing Chat. Okay, so all works similar like ChatGPT. All right, so you need to understand that how ChatGPT works, how Bing works, how Bart works, so that you know, okay, in this environment what kind of prompting will work best. Okay, so there's two things in prompting. First, you need to understand what is prompt design. You have to design a prompt, and then you also need to understand about prompt engineering. So what is prompt design? So to put it into a very easy way to understand, prompt design is the art and the science. It's not only the art of designing it, but there is a science behind it of creating a good prompt. I mean, we cannot say perfect. You see, nothing is perfect. There will be always add on advancing and all that. So it's a good prompt to give to this large language model. So LLM is large language model. ChatGPT is a LLM model, all right? And to clearly achieve what we wanted to achieve, all right? So that is prompting a design prompt. Okay, so this can happen when you blend this the next 3 points that I'm going to tell you. First, you need to understand that LLM. Like I said, that ChatGPT, how does it work? Or BART, how does BART work? All right. So different models might work differently. Even though you use the same prompt, it will give you different answer. So you need to understand that. All right. So since we are just focusing on ChatGPT, let's just focus on ChatGPT. Okay. So ChatGPT will have unique way of answering. So with the right prompt, then you will understand the results that you get. Okay. The second thing is the domain knowledge. So domain knowledge is, if you want to ask certain thing about marketing, for example, so you need to understand the domain of marketing. All right, you need to so that the prompt, the keywords that you use will be the right one. Okay, so I'm not a medical person, so I cannot be prompting about medical advices because I won't be able to understand the medical terms, right? So you need to have the domain knowledge as well. The third one is the iterative approach and quality measurement, meaning to say, this is a model that actually works, right? But the process of creating prompt always is not like this. Is that, like I said, there's no perfect prompt. So you may say that, okay, this prompt works, but it is still in a trial and error. So what you need to do is you need to keep doing tests and measure, do the trial, do the error, and then you will evaluate. Don't be like evaluate it the output. You have to evaluate the output beyond your subjective judgment. Okay, but try to prompt it again and then see the difference. So that is design. So once you do this designing, right, once you understand this designing, then you will go into the engineering part of prompting. Okay, so what is prompt engineering? So basically it's a practice of designing, crafting, or refining specific text, okay, to guide this LLM model to generate your output, whatever you desire, whatever output that is desire. Okay, so how we do it? You create a very clear, you craft a very clear and a specific instruction. Okay, and of course, ChatGPT does it like really fast, but some other chat bot will need a little bit time for it to process the information before it gives you an output. Okay, so of course, the fine, you have to be very clear or careful in creating this prompting, because only with very good prompting you will be able to get the fullness of ChatGPT. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys is, it's like a very interesting a video. Okay, wait, let me just stop share this. Can you guys see the video?
Well, you know
Okay, so this is a video of course, you guys know this, right? Ryan Reynolds, right? So what I'm trying to say here is he will be prompting ChatGPT. So we talk about prompt engineering and prompt design. So listen to how Ryan Reynolds actually prompts ChatGPT to create advertising for his company, the Mint Mobile company. All right. So let's just hear. It's a very short video.
Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile. We're always looking for ways to save you money. So this year, we're kicking things off with an ad that I created using ChatGPT, the AI technology. This is what I asked it to write. I said, write a commercial for Mint Mobile in the voice of Ryan Reynolds. Use a joke, a curse word, and let people know that Mint's holiday promo is still going, even after the big wireless companies have ended theirs. This is what it wrote. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here. First of all, let me just say Mint Mobile is the shit. But here's the thing. All the big wireless companies out there are ending their holiday promos, but not Mint Mobile. We're keeping the party going because we're just that damn good. Give Mint Mobile a try. And hey, as an added bonus, if you sign up now, you'll get to hear my voice every time you call customer service. Just kidding, that's not really a thing. And stay classy, everyone. That is mildly terrifying, but compelling.
So that is actually an advertising for Mint Mobile. Let me just remove this. So you guys can see how they actually created a simple video ads using ChatGPT, right? So now let's see. Uh, right, like what Ryan Reynolds say, he wants to have a joke, he wants to have a curse word, he wants to talk about big wireless company, and then also his promotion stuff like that. So ChatGPT actually gave based on what he has prompt. So what I'm going to give you guys is very quickly 7 best practice when it comes to effective prompt engineering. All right. So if you follow this 7, you will be able to get the best of ChatGPT. Okay. So the first one is we have to be very, very specific. Okay. So specific here means when you ask a vague question, you'll get a vague answer. All right. The more detail you provide, the better the model can actually give what you are looking for. Like, for example, I can say, write a social media post for a clothing company. Okay, so I can just say that, and it will give me a social media post for a clothing company. But how we can be better, how we can be more specific in just prompting it, it will be write a Facebook post for a clothing company that targets women in their 20s to 30s in conjunction with the year end sale. So if you see, I've given a lot of information for ChatGPT to process. Rather than just writing a social media post for a clothing company, I want them to write a social media post for a company that targets women in their this age, 20 to 30s, for a year end sale. So try to be specific. That is your tips number 1. The second one is you have to state your intent. What is the purpose? Why do you want? What do you want to get out of it, right? Like, for example, I can tell ChatGPT, I want a poem for I Love Malaysia, all right? Instead of telling, like, write a poem, I love Malaysia, but I need to state my intent. Who am I writing this poem for? So I can say, write a poem titled I Love Malaysia for a 6-year-old kindergarten student for her school performance. All right, this is actually a real story. It's my daughter's story here. So I created this. No, she has to perform in her school. So I told ChatGPT, create something for a 6-year-old, and it created a simple one. So then I wanted to prompt it again, can you add a little bit of humor? Of course, it added a few humor here and there, and the end result was awesome. I was satisfied. All right, and my daughter can just memorize that, and she went and performed. So this is how you state your intent, what you want, the goal, the specific instruction there. Okay, then please use correct spelling and grammar. And see, what happens here is, even if you don't use the right grammar or you don't use the right spelling, it is fine actually, because ChatGPT can more or less interpret what you want. All right. So it's the language process, the large language model actually has a lot of data. So even spelling mistake it can detect, and it will give you the right input. But what I've seen from my experience of using ChatGPT is when you minimize on the spelling error, the grammatical error, you provide clear and correct prompt, this actually makes your response that you get much better. All right. So just, make it like a practice. Just write, use the correct spelling and the correct grammar. Okay. Then the fourth one is direct the output format. So how do you want the output to be? So you have to state this in your question. Like for example, I can ask ChatGPT to do a comparison between these two articles. So I can tell ChatGPT, please do a comparison for article A, and then I give article A, article B, I give article B. So what happens is it will just do a comparison in word format, for example, just like point bullet format or what. If you want bullet format, you can tell it in bullet format. But how I want it, I'm going to tell create an editable comparison table to compare these articles. So the results that I will get will be in a table format, which I can copy and paste. All right. So if you want the answer to be in point form, you can tell it. Right. If you want the answer to be in paragraph format, you can tell it. But always direct what is the output format that you want. Okay. Then this is something very, very important. Ask follow-up questions. All right. So if you find that the response that you get is not as good as you wanted it to be, so always keep asking for ask it to rewrite again. Okay. So, and if you need if you have to tell it like let me know if you need more information, then probably ChatGPT will tell, okay, I need information about this thing. So once you provide the information, you will get better, but always ask follow-up question. Do not settle for the first prompt that you get. All right. Always refine. Keep on asking ChatGPT to refine. Why? You're actually teaching the machine to learn. All right. It's a learning process. The machine is learning, right? The model is learning. So you want to make sure that you give more prompts, and and you get your intended output. Okay. Like for example, I can just say, I'm not satisfied with this answer. Please rewrite and include more details in the objective parts. Okay. So I can just mention like that. So what I'll get, an apology first, and then after that, ChatGPT will give me the answer. Then the sixth one is to experiment different phrasings, right? So for example, if the first time you didn't get the response that you want, okay, rephrase your question. Always rephrase your question. Don't keep using the first question and then tell it like, no, I don't want this. Uh, do it again. It's not going to work because you're not rephrasing your question. So for the second prompt, when you're doing, try to rephrase the question. Probably the keywords are not there. Okay. So when you do this exercise, when you do these activities on continuous basis, what happens is you learn the right prompting that will work for the right phrasing that will work for ChatGPT. You learn, okay, instead of telling goals, maybe I need to tell the intended output, so certain things like that. So you will find it, and it is very much a personalized learning as well, right? So this is where when you go back to the design prompt design that I said mentioned earlier, you need to understand the platform. You need to understand the which platform that you're using, have some knowledge about it. Okay. So rephrase, so that is the sixth step. You have to rephrase, and if you're not getting the right response, just ask different way. Okay. And then the final one is you can prompt for fact checking. Like if you're looking for a reliable information, you can ask the LLM model to provide source or fact check information. So this is the setback of GPT 3.5. When I ask for things like I'm doing a research, right? I need for example, digital literacy among women entrepreneurs. So what are the studies that have done? Okay, probably I should just check in Google Scholar, but I just prompted in a ChatGPT. So true enough, it will give you a lot of answers, like really a lot of answers, a lot of papers that was published and all. But most of the time, the published papers were not real one. Though of course it gives the author's name and all. But what I realized, it's not the real paper, or the paper doesn't exist. It just randomly pluck something and give it to you. Okay, so you can fast, on this part of things, like it's a critical things that you have to do. I would say that be smart lah. All right, be smart about it. If you feel like it's not right, then you don't use it for source, but you can use it for fast fact checking and stuff like that, things like what I've given the example. So I can ask, can you fast check, fact check, not fast check, fact check this statement, right? The Mariana Trench is the deepest trench, and is it located in the Pacific Ocean? So this is, I want it to prompt, I prompt it, and then of course I'll get the answer. All right, so when you are prompting, this is the 7 best practices that you have to make sure you follow. All right, so when you follow this, what happens is you are also learning, and you're teaching your ChatGPT to learn the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to simplify the whole thing, and I'm going to give you, again, ignore the word perfect, a near perfect prompt, perhaps a near perfect prompt. I'll change that later. A near perfect prompt. All right. A well designed prompt should include these elements. The first is the context, like I mentioned earlier. Uh, you need to tell it what you want, right? For example, I can provide a relevant background or context to ensure the model understands the query. All right, like for example, I can tell, like, I need to do a budget planning for a company. All right, uh, do you have information on the latest happening in this industry worldwide? Probably I can ask like that. So I'm setting up the background, I'm giving it a context. Okay, and then the next one, after giving the context, the next one is on the task specification. You specify what do you want ChatGPT to do. All right, so you clearly define the task, or the objective model, what it should focus. Like, this is where the specific information on your goal comes in. Okay, and finally the constraint mean, if you want ChatGPT to, like for example, write in bullet format, or keep the response in 500 words. Okay, or I want the response to be in bahasa Malaysia, so include bahasa Malaysia, don't say bahasa, it will tend to write in bahasa Indonesia also. All right, so you need to tell what is the limitation. Like if I want to prompt a video script, then I can tell this video script is for Instagram, so I need it to be in 45 seconds, so give me the video script for 45 seconds. All right, so that is what I we call about the constraints, so include the constraints as well. Okay, now let's look into how you can use this in your in different area, right? For marketing, for example, a ChatGPT can write product description. It creates content for you guys, right? Product description, headlines, blogs, call to action, or other content. So if you're doing email marketing, you know how important the email title is. So ChatGPT can actually help you to create different type of email titles, all right? So the headlines and stuff. Okay, so ChatGPT can generate social media posts for so many platforms. You can also use ChatGPT to, put in certain keywords, and then ask the model to create high quality, that is SEO friendly, engaging content. All right. If you have blogs, you can get ChatGPT to write your blogs. Being a content creator for our clients, I know that creating content is actually a daunting, really, really daunting task, because you will tend to have like writer's block. You will tend to have like, oh, okay, we need more ideas. So a lot of effort will go into doing research and stuff like that, which we still do, but with the help of ChatGPT. Okay, so it makes our uh, life much easier, where we used to create content for one month content for in 1 month content might take 2 weeks to create, so we can take 1 week or less than that to create. All right, so that's the difference here. You can create a video script and so many things. Okay, and then, like for example, this is a prompting, how you prompt a video script. If we do, this is like a very 1 hour webinar, right? During classes in ChatGPT class, which is also coming up, so we do a lot of hands-on activities, so that you really understand the power of prompting, and how for your different organization, right, where this ChatGPT can come in, right? Like for example, I'm giving you an example. You can prompt a video script. You can ask ChatGPT, create a video script for, what did I put here? Instagram video for ChatGPT marketing and stuff like that. Or you can also tell ChatGPT to prompt social media posts. So one thing about, if you guys are using ChatGPT to create the social media posts, this is an advice, a friendly advice from me. Don't just copy paste just like that. You see why? Because seeing a lot of posts nowadays, I can easily identify, oh, this was done by ChatGPT. So you don't want people to understand, to see that you are doing a less than hardworking job. Okay, so the thing here is ChatGPT will be overly emotional because it use a lot of emojis when you ask a social media posting. All right, you can remove all the posting. You can just kind of like make it simplify. At the end of the day, people shouldn't know that this is AI generated, right? So people should know that you are talking. Okay, so that if you're a thought leader in your industry, then that will actually give more advantage for you if you don't just copy and paste everything. Okay, so of course remove all the emojis. That will be my humble request. And you may want to rewrite here and there and before you post. Okay, so that's on prompting any social media post. And in sales, oh, sorry, not this part. Okay, email marketing. So we have email marketing. So ChatGPT can personalize your email campaign. So even from the subject line, all right, you have your subject line and then the email segmentation, meaning to say ChatGPT will actually advise you based on your email database, what kind of personalization message should go for this certain email. All right. And another step which is better than that is you can also do A/B testing. Okay, not only for email marketing, guys, you can do this A/B testing for any social media or sales related thing, right? Because you have like two different method that you want to try. Okay, so there's one. Okay, I've tried with different headline, subject line, and I have a few place where people can click, right? Compared to only have one clickable link and then a different AI sorry subject line. Okay, so you can compare. So ChatGPT will help you to make the comparison and will advise which works better. Okay, and of course this is an example of email prompting. Market research, like I mentioned, you can use market research. You can tell ChatGPT create questionnaire to conduct a survey. So what kind of questionnaire that I want, you can just tell ChatGPT this is the questionnaire that I want. So within like seconds you will get the list of questions, right? So I will go one step higher, and then I will tell like based on this model, because we have a lot of models where we don't simply create questionnaire forms. It has to be based on certain models that are already been tested. So I can tell based on this model create a questionnaire. All right, so ChatGPT will help me to create a questionnaire. And then of course once we already get the feedback from the questionnaire, you use ChatGPT to analyze these questions. Okay, and then this is a way of you want to prompt a market research, like you can tell generate a short customer feedback survey related to our chatbot. Okay, so you already have all this question. I can even prompt it, put it in a Likert scale, for example 1 to 5. All right, so it will also give me that kind of answer. Okay, personalized recommendation, like I mentioned earlier, uh, you can tell you want to able to personalize the experience of your users, right? Experience of your customer. So you can actually help ChatGPT, and based on the collected data, ChatGPT can actually recommend the product that suitable for them based on their probably browsing history or purchase history. And they can ChatGPT will recommend what they will mostly interested in the future. All right, or if they haven't purchased, then ChatGPT will tell, okay, they're interested in this certain things, and probably this kind of advertisement will work for them. Okay, so that is giving on the product. On the content, yeah, based on the customers data and also behavior, ChatGPT can give you recommendation like what kind of articles to share, what kind of videos to share, or if you need to do a podcast, for example. So all this. Okay, and of course on the advertising part, this is very very true. You will get like personalized advertising based on your target audience's preference. Okay, So yeah, this I will just give this to here. How do you understand your target audience? Is based on this kind of prompting. So if you guys are into marketing and stuff, then you know that prompt a customer persona is so important. We can take like a few days to come up with a right customer persona because we need to analyze the data and stuff, right? But ChatGPT can do it like in less than a second, less than a second, less than a minute. It just takes seconds to come up with all this, right? And it's very, very detailed because when we talk about customer persona, it's not only about the demographic, you also include psychographic, their preference and stuff like that. So if you see the answer here, it includes everything that a customer persona should have. Okay, and then this is I've already come to the last part. So you guys, I'm sure you guys understand that ChatGPT can do a lot of things from your sales, for your marketing, HR. You can use ChatGPT to vet through uh, application, and then you can develop certain programs, training models, and all that for your existing employees. And you can, use this chatbot, AI to really make your HR work, more streamlined, less human error and stuff like that. You can use it in finance. So the possibilities of using AI chatbot like ChatGPT is just like limitless. All right. So of course, how do you do it is on the application part is when you integrate it. All right. So of course, when we have today's session is more of understanding where ChatGPT can be used, right? More detail can be done in longer classes, right? But one thing that I would also want to advise a lot of you here. Um, Even though ChatGPT is really useful, but there's a lot of ethical concerns around ChatGPT. One of the concern is the we have a lot of data that we are sharing on in this platform, and this is an open platform. So the thing here is there is no compliance to this data protection. All right, so this is something that's important for everyone who's using ChatGPT. If there's sensitive data of your company or even yourself, you should not put it up on ChatGPT. If there's nothing that you can put it up online, you shouldn't put it on ChatGPT. Why? Because we don't know how the data is being managed. All right. So in the future, compromisation might happen. So we don't want to be in that. We don't want important documents, especially for companies. You wouldn't want to do it. All right. So we don't want just make sure that might be some copyright issues, there might be so many other things, so we don't want this kind of data stuff to come back to us. All right, so of course there's other ethical concerns like plagiarism. When you just copy paste, so it's considered it's considered not your original work, right? So this is also another gray area. But what I would suggest, or what how would I advise you is use ChatGPT as idea generator. Okay, if you want to generate some contents and stuff. But if the output is really important to evaluate certain things, so you shouldn't just copy and paste. You have to make sure that you at least paraphrase it or do it in your own way, because you already have that idea, right? So do like that. So this goes very much for students, university, school. Yeah, so you do not want to have this kind of plagiarism, cheating and all this happening. Okay, another thing that future possible thing is the how your dependence on AI. All right, when you depend too much on it, you're not you seeing it as a tool, but you see it as a savior. So that is a problem. We do not want that to happen. Also, over reliance on technology will always backfire. All right, always enhance your skills. All right, this is a tool. ChatGPT is a tool. I need to know how to use the tool, because we know that people who knows how to use this kind of tools will be the one preferred in the job market compared to people who don't know. Okay, AI is not going to replace you, but those people with AI knowledge was going to replace you, right? So definitely, of course, make sure that these are certain things. No, there's a lot of things, but I don't want to take up your time because we're already near to the end. So there's a lot of ethical concerns regarding ChatGPT. like I say, you need this tool, and you have to be very smart about how we can use these tools. All right. So of course, there's a lot of future for ChatGPT. You can help to streamline your operations, and it's like data entry, scheduling your appointment, definitely reduce on risk errors and stuff like that. So the potential is limitless. The thing is, we just need to know how are we going to use it. Okay. So that's all from me, guys. Thank you very much for that entire hour of session with you all. So if you have any question, please put it in the chat box so that I can help to answer as much as I can. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss K.
Thank you.
We appreciate your expertise in sharing today's topic. So, to all our audience, thank you for being a part of today's learning hour. If you have any question, please feel free to ask them now. We'll give a moment to collect any questions. Let's see if we have any question. Yeah. Any questions so far? Okay. I guess there is no question for today. Yeah, Miss K.
Okay.
So, as display on your screen, we have some upcoming public courses. You may follow our social media and get to know our upcoming program or contact us for more information. Right? So, with that, we conclude today's session. And once again, thank you and goodbye. Thank you, Kay.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.